On June 10, 2025, the U.S. Court of Appeals for the Federal Circuit ruled to allow President Donald Trump's sweeping tariffs to remain in effect while a legal battle continues. This decision comes as the court reviews a lower court ruling that blocked these tariffs on the grounds that President Trump overstepped his authority. The tariffs have become a central issue in trade negotiations and are set to remain in place as the appeals process plays out. The tariffs, which were introduced by President Trump as part of his Liberation Day trade policy, target imports from various U.S. trading partners, including China, Mexico, and Canada. These tariffs have caused major disruptions in global trade, rattling markets and businesses across industries. The U.S. Court of International Trade had previously ruled that Trump had overstepped his legal authority by imposing these tariffs, citing that the U.S. Constitution grants the power to impose tariffs to Congress, not the president. Following this decision, the Trump administration appealed, and the Court of Appeals has now allowed the tariffs to remain in place while they review the case. This ruling means the tariffs will continue to affect industries ranging from technology to agriculture, creating uncertainty in global markets. Trump's tariffs, particularly those targeting China and other major trade partners, were designed to address issues such as the U.S. trade deficit and to curb illegal fentanyl trafficking. However, these tariffs have created significant strain on U.S. businesses. Many companies, especially those dependent on imports, have been forced to raise prices for consumers, adjust their supply chains, and make major changes to their operations. Critics argue that these tariffs are a blunt tool that penalizes businesses and consumers, rather than addressing the underlying issues of trade imbalances or illegal trafficking. The decision to maintain these tariffs, at least for now, continues to create uncertainty in the global economy. President Trump has defended these tariffs as necessary measures to safeguard U.S. interests. He invoked the International Emergency Economic Powers Act, IEPA, a law typically used for national security purposes, to justify the tariffs. According to the Trump administration, the tariffs are necessary to address the national security threat posed by fentanyl trafficking and to reduce the U.S. trade deficit. The IEPA was originally designed to impose sanctions on foreign adversaries or block the assets of enemies of the U.S. It has never before been used to justify tariffs on a wide range of imports. Trump's use of this law has been controversial, with opponents arguing that the situation does not constitute a national emergency. The ruling has sparked a political debate across the nation. Several states, including California, and business groups have filed lawsuits to block the tariffs, arguing that Trump's use of emergency powers to impose tariffs is legally flawed and politically motivated. The Liberty Justice Center, representing several small businesses, argues that the tariffs unfairly target American companies and consumers. California's leadership has strongly opposed the tariffs, and its officials have stated that they believe Trump's actions are unconstitutional. In response to the ruling, California's Attorney General Rob Bonta expressed concerns that these tariffs violate the legal limits placed on the president's authority to impose taxes and tariffs. The Court of Appeals ruled that the tariffs would remain in place while it considers the case's merits. The court acknowledged the case's exceptional importance and scheduled oral arguments for July 31, 2025. This decision could pave the way for the case to go before the Supreme Court, where a final ruling on the matter could have long-lasting implications for future trade policy. While the ruling does not provide a final resolution on the legality of the tariffs, it does allow the current tariffs to remain in effect, which means U.S. businesses will continue to face higher costs and international trade partners will still have to navigate the unpredictable nature of U.S. tariff policy. Despite the legal challenges, the tariffs continue to affect businesses and consumers alike. From small businesses that import goods to large corporations that rely on global supply chains, the ongoing uncertainty surrounding the tariffs has led to higher costs, disrupted supply chains, and increased market volatility. U.S. businesses, especially those dealing with imports, have found themselves caught in the middle of this trade conflict. The tariffs have raised the cost of manufacturing and have made goods more expensive for American consumers. As the legal battles unfold, companies are bracing for potential changes in trade policy that could drastically alter their operations. While the tariffs remain in place for now, the future of President Trump's trade policy remains uncertain. The Court of Appeals decision ensures that the legal process will continue, with key hearings scheduled in the coming months. As this case progresses, the outcome will have lasting implications for U.S. trade policy and its relations with global partners.